Good day, my dear expats, and welcome to this video. So, as we previously explained during the X courses, of course, having children in Germany comes with multiple benefits. The tax declaration is not the exception. And for this, let us show you how to submit the proof for the different childcare costs, as well as the education for your child, for example, in a private school, that you may now want to use in order to reduce your taxation and enhance, of course, your tax return in return. So how does it all come together? You first did a tax file where you requested the tax office to accept the childcare cost as well as the educational fees, meaning the school, private school at best also, for your child or your children. And for this request, now the financial wants some proof. So let us look, therefore, at what exactly was your submission. So here we will see for this married couple of expats that in the form for the children, and like a kind, each one of the children went together to the school, to a kindergarten, a kita, kinderkrippe, and all else. And for this, there was a fee to be paid for each one of them, you see, under this institution, as well as here in the other one, in the other institution. And these, of course, are tax deductible. How much? As you saw in the X courses, let us take a look again at this website where it explains that childcare costs are deductible as special expenses or Sonderabgaben, 2/3, but up to a limit of 4,000 euros per child per year, up to the year of age of 14 years old. So indeed, that is so for childcare cost. And let us see now for the private school, the fees to it. So as we see here, if your child is visiting a school that requires for fees, so not a public one, then you can deduct up to 30% of the cost, but maximum to a threshold of 5,000 euros as a special expenses as well. So indeed, that's what here this expat intended to do. For this, he got a letter back from the tax office in which it said, Mr. and Mrs., because they are a married couple, so zur Bearbeitung in der Steuererklärung bitte ich Sie noch folgende Unterlagen einzureichen bzw. Angaben zu machen. Nachweis der Kinderbetreuungskosten für beide Kinder, Aufwendungen, Verpflegung, Unterricht, Vermittlung besonderer Fähigkeiten, sportliche und Freizeitbetätigungen sind nicht berücksichtigungsfähig. Bitte legen Sie je eine Jahresbeitragsbescheinigung der Dienstleister vor, sowie Zahlungsnachweise der Gebühren durch Kopien und Kontoauszüge. This is for the childcare cost. So as we saw in the checklist for the different documentation that you will need to follow up on the request for proof from the tax office, you will see here in the part for children up to 14 years old, childcare costs such as fees for creche, babysitters, nannies, au pairs, and all else, right? And then training allowance, school fees, private schools, geriatric. That's exactly what they want to see. They want to see a summary of all of the invoices. Perhaps also if he had like a private coach or a nanny taking care of him, that will prove that indeed the parents paid for this specific child so much expenses for that year in matter. So that, again, you can submit to them either to this email address they have in here or via Elster, as they also explained in this last paragraph. Then it will be all electronically, directly with your online signature, or the last option would be to do it via post if you possess a lot of documentation and it's hard for you to scan all of this. And then for the part of the school fees on this private school, as you know, up to 5,000 euros, the limit that it will be tax deductible, it says here, the Finanzamt is requesting in here Nachweise und Zahlungsbelege für das Schulgeld mit dem Kind. So once all of this is collected in PDFs, you can go into your Elster directly under the same button we already knew from the past videos here, where it says aantrekken and beleg nachreichen zu der Steuererklärung, or translated to English, the submission of the receipts and documents for the tax return. Then you can return, and we can see the results of this procedure. So for 2020, we were talking about 2020, right? When we download the summary of the tax returns, with all of the breakdown of how much he got, indeed, he was able to get recognized his childcare costs and the school fees as well. As you can see here, Sonderausgaben für jedes Kind, Kinderbetreuungskosten, accepted the full amount. So, indeed, he got the tax benefit for his children. And this will then finally come to conclusion to the principle we already knew from the past videos. And then again, I repeat it, where you are requesting a certain amount to be deducted from your taxes. So indeed, then getting a tax return, and the procedure happening is that the Finanzamt wants to find out the proof. They want to see the documentation as it is. And then finally, you get the confirmation as in the form of the Einkommensteuerbescheid, and then you get your income tax return transferred back to your bank account in the end.